Hello, this is Adrienne with Hamilton Homestead. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for joining us. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your continued support. Your likes and comments and watch time is very encouraging and inspiring, and we thank you. Okay, it's the end of February, and we made it through a couple weeks of very frigid weather early in the month. It's not unusual for me to already have my onions and herbs and a few flowers and perennials sown and in the germination station by now, but the frigid weather delayed us by a couple of weeks. But that's okay. We still have plenty of time and we are not behind. Now, for many years, it worked great to start my seedlings inside on a shelf we put in the picture window. As I started growing more plants, I began to improve this very simple setup by adding grow lights, heat mats, and timers. My seedlings germinated better because I could control the temperature of the soil and I didn't have to shift the trays and make sure everyone was getting enough sun. And then we started hosting a garden party every spring, and I found myself growing plants for 50 people. I was growing hundreds and hundreds of plants, and I had to make it as simple as possible and use my space very efficiently. There is a lot of planning that goes into growing this many plants out of your home and in a small greenhouse, but I'll give you an outline of how I make it work. The first wave of seedlings in the germination station are the cold hardy and perennial plants, like onions, cabbage, herbs, perennial flowers, and hardy annual flowers. Once these plants are in a 2 to 4 inch pot, they are moved to the greenhouse. The second wave of seedlings in the germination station are the less hardy vegetables and flowers that benefit from being started very early, like peppers and leafy greens, a host of flowers. And then once these are in 2 to 4 inch pots, they are moved to the greenhouse. The third wave of seedlings in the germination station are the tender and fast growing vegetables and flowers like tomatoes and zucchini and cucumbers and zinnias. Once these seedlings are in 2 to 4 inch pots, they are ready for the greenhouse too. At this point, the greenhouse is getting pretty full, and I will begin moving plants outside as weather permits. It's a whole lot of shifting and planning to make it work, but we do love doing it, and our spring garden party is something we really look forward to. So, germination station right here in the garage. This is an unheated garage. Right now it's sitting at about 45 degrees. It's a little chilly in here. Normally it's about 50 to 55 degrees. But the temperature in the garage doesn't necessarily affect my plants. As long as the garage doesn't get below 40, I'm safe with my germination station out here. And I like this setup because I don't have to rely on a sunny window. You know, I had a really good sunny window in our last home. I had a picture window that was south facing and it was perfect for starting my seeds. And when I first started growing, I did not have grow lights. I did not have heat mats. Um, I just had a shelf and trays, and that's how I started my seeds. And that worked for many years when I was just growing for myself because I wasn't growing that much stuff. But now I grow for other people, and I'm growing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of starts. And I need to very efficiently use my space. I do like to shop end of season, and you know, you can get some really good deals end of season. Even heat mats and grow lights and timers and some of these fans and things that I use, I was able to acquire very inexpensively. But like I said, you don't need that. You can start seeds and for your garden, you can do your own seedlings, and all you need is light and, you know, pots and dirt. Um, Now for this germination station, I do cover the sides, both ends, the back and the top are covered with this thick Mylar Grow Tent fabric, and it's got a reflective coating on the inside. So it really maximizes the grow light effect. And like I said, it's thick, so it holds the heat in. And I ordered this off of Amazon. It was about $30, and you can use it if you know you're careful with it. And it's very durable. It's not thin like this heat blanket. It's very thick, and you can use it year after year after year. The heat from the lights and the heat mats keep this germination station warm for me. There's no other heat. I don't have any other heat besides the heat mats and the lights. In the evenings, I drop this curtain. This is just one of those emergency heat blankets that you could get online. They're just a couple bucks a piece. They're very thin. I've already torn this one a couple times, just accidentally with my finger. But it's just a nice little curtain that holds the heat in the evening, because of course it gets cooler in here in the evening. But between the lights and the heat mats, the germination station will remain at 70 degrees. But during the day, I like to open it up and let my plants get some airflow. Now, my lights are on a timer and they run 15 hours a day. I start them at 6 in the morning and they go off at 9 p.m. And the heat mats are on a sensor, so the sensor goes in one of my trays. I put it down in the dirt, and I have that set for 70 degrees. And this heat sensor takes care of that for me. It comes on and off. The first year I had heat mats, I actually cooked my cornstarch in the pot, in the dirt, because I let it get too hot. And I thought, okay, that's not going to work for me, especially when I'm growing hundreds and hundreds of plants. I need it to be more automated, and I love this system here. The other thing I like is this. I water with this to start with. It's just a sprayer. The wand angle is really perfect for, getting to the back of the trays. It's a very gentle spray, which is what I need to start with. It holds lots of water. This works really good for me. When the plants get larger and they have a larger root system, I'll water from the bottom. But for now, I water from the top. These are channel trays that I use for growing my petunias. There's 12 to 15 seeds in each channel. I can really control the water in these channel trays better than these cells for the petunias. So I keep it just damp. It took me quite a few years to kind of perfect germinating these teeny tiny little petunias. But these channel trays work great. So my survival seeds, onions. I know you won't be able to see this on camera, but they have germinated. I've got my survival seed herbs in here, the oregano, the hyssop. What else was there? Oh, the lemon balm, hyssop, and oregano. Anyway, I didn't sign up for the for the herb portion of this collaboration, but they sent me the seeds, so I'm in. Now, some of these seeds, a lot of these seeds actually, I collected last year from plants, and I did start some of them a little bit early because I wanted to know if the seeds were viable. One of them that I started early was a cucumber. This is a Su Young cucumber that I grew last year. I loved it. It's not a hybrid, so I was pretty sure I was going to be okay, but I did want to just make sure my seeds were viable, so I started cucumbers already, which is way too early for South Dakota. But now I know the seeds are viable and I'll be good to go. I'll probably go ahead and put these little plants in my greenhouse and see how they do. And then I've got a lot of flowers, grasses, a lot of herbs, because I'm starting over with herbs at this new homestead. So lots and lots of herbs. Okay, that's the germination station. Oh, one more thing. I use a sterilized and organic seed starting medium to start my seedlings because in the long run, it saves a great deal of headache and reduces plant losses. If you've ever used soil that introduces gnats or fungus, you know what I'm talking about. If you have questions about my setup, please leave them in the comments, or if you have suggestions, leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining me today. I will show you the progress as these plant babies grow, and you can watch their journey from germination station to garden bed. Thank you to the sponsors of Survival Seeds 2025, Vineyard Chicks Homestead, Bushcraft Family, Lazy Days Ahead, and Rainbow Seeds, and all of the channels that have joined the Survival Seeds 2025 collaboration. I look forward to growing with you. May you be blessed, stay grateful, and keep building a life you love.